Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rosario Hackinson and I am a nutritional counselor. Today we're going to talk about a very important topic that affects millions of people worldwide. Is osteoporosis. By the end of this presentation you will learn to what osteoporosis is, who is at risk, how to read a bone density report, what nutrition can do to help protect your bones, practical steps you can start today, and the latest research on osteoporosis. Let's begin. What is osteoporosis? Here I put a picture so you can see a normal bone tissue and then osteoporotic bone tissue as well. So osteoporosis means porous bone. So think of a healthy bone of a strong honeycomb structure, right? Like is very healthy, small spaces, but when the osteoporosis develop, like in this picture, two spaces become much larger, see the space, and then very thinner, weaker, and more fragile. As a result, a simple fall or sometimes even a minor movement can cause a fracture. The most common areas to happen is the hips, the spine, the wrist. Osteoporosis is often called the silent disease because most people experience symptoms until a fracture occurs, or sometimes the first signs is the loss of the height. You say, oh, it's coming low, not too much told them before, or they stop postures, or a broken through a very through any fall at all. How is osteoporosis diagnosed? I put a picture here about it. What is look like a bone scan or DEXA bone test. DEXA stands for dual energy X-ray absorptiometry. This test measures bone mineral density and helps determine whether your bones are normal, weak, or osteoporotic. The most important number for the report is the T-score. Probably many of the women over 50 we are experiencing this kind of test once in our life. Why is osteoporosis important? Because, as I told you, affects millions of adults around the world. Approximately 1 on 2 women and 1 in 5 over 50 will experience an osteoporosis related fracture during their lifetime. A fracture can significantly affect independence, mobility, quality of life, and overall health. And the encouraging news is that nutrition, a healthy choice, can make a meaningful difference. Who is in risk? Well, several factors increase the risk of osteoporosis, and some risk factor we cannot change. Like everybody's we are going into be old, so age over 50, and females, gender, menopause, family history of osteoporosis, small bone frame as well, previous fractures. Risk factor we can change, like low calcium intake, vitamin D deficiency, smoking, excessive alcohol consumption, of physical activity. Also pure nutrition, like if you are in a low protein intake, low term such a low term medication such as prednisone too can affect it, or understand that your risk factors allow to prevent these actions. How do we read a DEXA report? Normal, when you have done a report, normal you will see this kind. This is like a sample only. So, but how many people receive their DEXA results but do not understand what the numbers mean? So here's a simple way to interpret there. So here seeing there are 3 different bones, and then the femur, the spine, and then he showing a normal bone density. The T-score which should be less than 1.0 or higher. And for example, if we have 0.5, 0.0, or minus 0.5, minus 1.0 is normal. So one we know is osteopenia or versus osteoporosis. Sometimes say, wow, what is osteopenia? Is the we start seeing problems, so we can help the bones, and that it steps on their structure of the bone. So osteopenia is when the T-score is between minus 1.0 to minus 2.5. For example, if your score in any of those bones come in minus 1.3 or minus 1.8, or even though 2.2 is not 2.6, and then still you between the osteopenia. That means your bone loss has begun, but the osteoporosis has not developed yet. So this stage is often considered a warning sign, an opportunity for intervention. Do something here. But when it's osteoporosis, already your T-score is minus 2.5 or lower. Lower means minus 2.6 or 3. This indicates significant bone loss and increase in the risk factor. Can osteoporosis be reversed? Yeah, this is one of the most common questions that normally we hear. In many cases, bone density can improve, especially when osteoporosis is detected early. The goals are, of course, slow the bone loss, improve bone strength, prevent fractures, maintain independence and quality of life. Nutrition plays a major role in achieving these goals. The nutrition strategy for strong bones. So we have like a core big three, right? One is the nutrition like calcium, keep it 1,200 milligrams daily, and also two primary bone mineral sources, food from milk, yogurt, cheese, sardines, salmon, tofu. Yeah, we always want to aim to food first, like a daily salmon or leafy greens before turning to supplements. But calcium cannot do the job alone, so it requires vitamin D to actually be absorbed into the body. Think of vitamin D as the key that unlocks the door for calcium. Get it through safe sun exposure, fatty fish, or targeted supplement. So the third pillar is the proteins. People often forget that bone is a living tissue made of a protein matrix. To keep that structure strong, we need a highly quality protein sources at every single meal. Whether that's poultry, fish, eggs, or plant-based options like lentils or soy, we can do as well. So moving beyond the big three, color mirrors, remember, aims for at least 5 servings of fruit and vegetables every day. They provide critical antioxidants and minerals like potassium, magnesium that actively drive bone metabolism. And if you want a proven blueprint for this, look to the Mediterranean diet. It's heavy emphasis on fish, whole grains, olive oil, and nuts consistently shows incredible benefits for bone density while pulling double duty for heart health and longevity as well. Ultimately, the big takeaway here is that strong bones require a whole symphony of nutrients, including magnesium, zinc, and vitamin K. A balanced variety diet is always going to be infinitely more powerful than a single isolate supplement. So what does the latest research shows? So let's look at what's the latest 2025 science tells us. First, a massive systematic review confirmed that when postmenopausal women take calcium and vitamin D together, they don't just protect their bones. They see a measurable drop in actual fracture risk. And the next study was back up, and that was the second major in 2025 study reviewed data from over 43 patients. The conclusion was clear. Even if a patient is on advanced prescription medication for osteoporosis, calcium and vitamin D remain the absolute baseline, essentially support system for those treatments to work effectively. And to integrate the lifestyle in part, finally, I published a nutrition highlight the power of lifestyle integration. They found that supplements alone only do part of the job, but if you want the maximum possible boost to bone mineral density, you have to pair calcium and vitamin D supplementation with regular exercise. So nutrition and movement must work hard, hand to hand. So 3 keys to take away is if you remember only 3 things from today's presentation, remember this. I know to know your DEXA score. Priorities are calcium, vitamin D, and protein every day. Stay physically active and include resistance exercise regularly. Here I show you is our resume of all the this presentation, when you can see the normal bone picture and also one of the weak one, and how the difference and the progress they can do, and may you risky for. So you need to think about bones like a honeycomb. Osteoporosis causes the holes to get bigger, making bone weak and more likely to break easily. We learn about the DEXA scan. Here a picture about it, how they can measure our bones normal in the spine and the bones and your hips and your femoral, for example. And this one, with the measure is we see here, for example, as I told you before, is -8, is already osteoporotic, because remember I say until 2.4 is osteopenia, right? So here, for example, the femoral one was -1.9, so it's already osteopenic, because it's minus, remember the osteopenic one -1 to -2.4, so this is osteopenia already. And the hip, see, it wasn't keeping normal, see, it's -1.6, and 0.3 is less than and then consider osteopenia as well. So considering the normal is the -1.0 osteopenia, and until -1 to -2.4, and then osteoporosis going to -2.5 to and more. So normal bone density, so the score as again is -0.0 to higher, and osteopenia -0.0 to -2.5, and the osteoporosis is -2.5 or lower. So going like this sample, we saw has osteoporosis already. We saw also the nutrition is very important, keeping calcium plus D, sun exposure, protein, and don't forget about the magnesium and vitamin K as well. And our diet is very important, and as well together with exercise is matters as well. Walking, start training, resistance training, weight training as well. Aim for at least 30 minutes most of the day of the week. Include strength training 2 to 3 times per week. It is safe, regular exercise reduce fracture risk. Recent search, remember I told you about those 3 studies, when every one of that one make a strong point in the getting calcium and vitamin D supplementation, and plus exercise in the last one. And I didn't put too much attention on the other treatment, but that is for the doctor to put attention in that one, because normal when the primary care do a test and then it's coming osteopenia, some doctors they send you already to start keeping with vitamin D and calcium, but when you are and your test shows osteoporosis, they send you for to head already a treatment, like to have Prolia shots or biphosphate medication that you taking, like a Fosamax, Boniva, taking once a week, or the Prolia every 6 months, or we have another one, 2, or hormone therapy. But this is not up to me to talk in this one. You need to talk with your doctor, even though I am, but I am not allowed you to teach you about this kind of stuff, but only the nutritional part. So please check with your doctor about it. I know that the Prolia shot normal they do through hematologists, oncologists, clinics, and then has some pro and cons also about the Prolia one, because so many times the benefits are good, you know, but when happening to be a strain, there's some people feeling a lot of bone pain in that one. So, but yeah, those point stuff for you to talk with the primary care doctor. So I hope this presentation can be likely a little bit in your osteoporosis issue, have been diagnosed, or your mom has it, or you're in a risk because your family had it. So just a little bit information, and overall my point in this presentation is to keep, and you know, what we put in our mouth is very important. So keep healthy and enjoy life, and remember, God is in control. Thank you.